Closet Mate has high-quality, multi-function home organization solutions that keep your home neat and tidy. Closet Mate closet kits can be cut to fit any space and are great for hanging clothes and storing accessories. Organize your life and pick up an adjustable shelf track wire closet kit. Save 11% on all Closet Mate closet kits and accessories now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Over 800 convicted criminals released. 270 murderers and attempted murderers released. 44 child rapists released. Tony Evers' parole commission has released hundreds of violent criminals early, including some of the worst killers in Wisconsin history. Evers' liberal policies are making our communities less safe. Tony Evers put criminals first and our family's safety last.
We're all counting on you. Straight ahead, an explosion rocked a Wisconsin neighborhood this morning. We'll have the latest on the investigation.
Plus, Wisconsin is getting a boost in funding. We'll explain how it's going to help upgrade water infrastructure throughout the state.
And a man is using poetry to relax the mind in Rhinelander today. We'll have the details as your local news starts right now.
News Watch 12 with Dan Hagan, Jessica Jukic, and Jeff Weller.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 5. I'm Dan Hagan.
And I'm Jessica Jukic. A Wisconsin neighborhood woke up to a large blast this morning.
They soon discovered a nearby home exploded. An explosion caused significant damage to a neighborhood in the village of Oregon, Wisconsin Friday morning. The blast leveled a home that was under construction. Luckily, no workers were inside at the time and no one was hurt. Neighbors say they heard a blast around 8:30 this morning. The home that was destroyed was a duplex. The home next to it caught fire, but there were no injuries. It's unclear at this point what caused the explosion or if anyone may have been inside the homes. Authorities say at least 7 people are dead after an apartment fire in a Milwaukee suburb. Firefighters report they arrived to the Heartland property Friday morning and began rescuing people from apartment units and off of balconies. The Red Cross says 10 people from 3 apartments were displaced, including 5 children, the youngest being 8 years old. Officials have launched a criminal investigation into the fire. They are also trying to figure out what sparked the flames.
It's a beautiful day to be outside, and I can't wait to enjoy this beautiful weekend.
We made it, guys. We made it. The weekend's here. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s out there today. Tomorrow, we might go for low 70s once again. Let's go outside now and check on Minocqua. A beautiful scene here. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures hanging out in the 60s. We'll take it. Here we are in late October. Again, same story for tomorrow, also for Sunday, before we get some changes in here on Monday. But look at these temperatures as of right now. It's 63 in Rhinelander. Still a couple low 70s. Wapaka is at 71 right now, 73 in Green Bay. And there's just a lot of heat to go around. We're talking about 80s across the plains. Now, no 80s for you, but definitely close to 70 tomorrow and Sunday into Monday. And see up here, that's the blue stuff, right? That is cooler air that will likely get in here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Lots of clear skies out there today for us. There are some high clouds across the region. They will not bug us basically until probably later on Sunday from this system over here. And once that gets here, it has a front with it, likely cooling us off a bit next week with some rain showers Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is mostly clear skies, very comfortable with low temperatures down near 37. Your full forecast is coming up. Dan, Jessica.
2 people were arrested after a 2-month-long drug investigation in the Upper Peninsula. Today, a 31-year-old man from Chippewa Falls and a 30-year-old woman from Hancock, Michigan, were arrested near Bergland, Michigan. The Upper Peninsula Substance Enforcement Team had information that the suspects were bringing in large amounts of meth to Hancock for months. Today, detectives say the suspects were traveling from Minneapolis and set up surveillance to find the vehicle. Authorities found the vehicle near Wakefield and conducted a traffic stop. The man threw something from the passenger side window. Detectives recovered the package that had large amounts of meth. The woman also had several outstanding warrants.
The EPA announced $79 million will be headed to Wisconsin for water infrastructure. It's from the infrastructure law that was signed by President Joe Biden last year. Senator Tammy Baldwin helped write that bill. She said every Wisconsinite should have access to safe, clean drinking water.
We all deserve to be able to turn on our faucet and know that our drinking water is safe, and we should be able to recreate and enjoy our waters, and they should be free of toxins, etc.
The EPA is directing the money to Wisconsin's Drinking Water and Clean Water State Revolving Fund, which provides low-cost financing to improve water infrastructure. This includes treating PFAS and cleaning up lakes and rivers.
This infusion from the bipartisan infrastructure bill will really help us keep pace with the challenges we have.
You may remember Baldwin also designed $1.6 million for Rhinelander's PFAS problem back in March. This money hasn't arrived yet, but Baldwin's office told us the city officials should be hearing from the EPA in the coming weeks. Millions of people are living with dementia. It's a disease that can completely disrupt normal life.
It can also affect people's memories. Today in Rhinelander, a poet stopped by a nursing home to bring dementia therapy through poetry. Newswatch 12's Mohammed Abdul Kawi joins us live in the studio with more. Mohammed.
Thanks, Dan. Earlier today, I spoke with a poet named Gary Glesner, the creator of the Alzheimer's Poetry Project. He uses interactive poetry readings to enhance the quality of life with humor, movement, and music.
The main purpose is to improve quality of life of elders and people living with dementia and Alzheimer's disease.
The Alzheimer's Poetry Project was founded and created in 2003 by Gary Glesner. Today in Rhinelander, he stopped by some nursing homes to read poems to the elderly.
And we create poems by using call and response, where the session leader says a line of poetry and the group or the person says the line back to them. And then we create poems by asking open-ended questions around a theme.
Chill in the air. Chill in the air. I think winter.
Glesner's mission has spread all across the U.S., making its way to 35 states and to countries like England and Germany. Glesner says the community response has been amazing.
I mean, it's fun to see people smile and laugh, and I think you saw it this morning of people kind of coming alive and, you know, being funny and having an opportunity to share their creativity.
Poetry is more powerful than you think. According to a study, poetry can boost memory and self-reflection.
It's really about being in the moment with them and sharing moments of joy, creating space for their humor, their creativity, and that's what we hope to do, and hopefully that helps improve their quality of life.
Glesner hopes that he can continue to help people with dementia or Alzheimer's with the power of poetry.
It's an opportunity to share my thoughts about the world and emotions, feelings, but really to connect with people and to share that love of poetry with them.
For more information on the project, you can visit alzpoetry.com. Reporting live in the studio, Mohammed Abdul Kawi, Newswatch 12.
Thanks, Mohammed. Far-right commentator Steve Bannon has learned his fate after being found in contempt of Congress.
And the IRS is changing the amount you can put away for retirement. We'll have the details after Weather with Jeff right here on Newswatch 12.
Now is the time to take advantage of our lowest prices of the season at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Clearance items up to 78% off. Plus, get 60-month special financing. Get sofas for as little as $8 a month with no money down at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
You heard the jingle man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Saturday, October 29th, the Wisconsin Department of Justice will be holding a free prescription drug take-back event. If you have unused or unwanted medications, ointments, patches, non-aerosol sprays, inhalers, vials, or pet medication, clean out your medicine cabinets. Don't let your old medication fall into the wrong hands by disposing of unused or unwanted medications properly. For more information on locations and accepted items, go to doseofrealitywi.gov. This information is brought to you by the Human Service Center of Vilas, Forest, and Oneida County.
A governor's job is to make your life better. But would anything on Tim Michael's agenda actually help you? His rhetoric is violent.
People should just be ready to get out into the streets with pitchforks and torches.
At his company, women say they were pressured to have sex with their bosses. And he said he'd consider abolishing the Department of Public Instruction. It's a radical's dream, but it wouldn't do a single thing for you. Tony Evers' plan is pretty simple. Create good-paying jobs and bring costs down. That's the right plan for Wisconsin.
Now is the time to take advantage of our lowest prices of the season at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Clearance items up to 78% off. Plus, get 60-month special financing. Get sofas for as little as $8 a month with no money down at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
Well, we made it. The late October weekend is here. Lots of things going on outside, of course, this weekend. It's going to be great weather. It's not going to feel like October at all. We're going to have highs near 70 tomorrow and on Sunday and probably for Monday, too. Look outside today, right? Lots of sunshine, and that gave temperatures a boost up into the mid to upper 60s today. And again, same story for tomorrow. In fact, all weekend long. If your boat is in, if your pier is in, bring it in this weekend. It's going to be nice out there all weekend long. Right now, we're at 63 in Rhinelander with that southwest breeze around 10 miles per hour. The dew point there in the low 30s, so it's very comfortable outside right now. Over in Wausau, 66 for you. Congratulations, you win that west breeze around 10, and the pressure is steady at 29.56. Okay, so looking around the horn, look at these temperatures. 66 in Wausau, even a couple low 70s across central Wisconsin today, and more of us will do that tomorrow as even warmer temperatures are on the way. And look, to the south of us, Des Moines, 78, right? Also North Platte, even a couple low 80s across the plains today. We're not going to go for 80s. That's too much of a stretch for October, but the 70s will likely win tomorrow. This time of year, though, the cold air will likely really win on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday when that cold front comes through. So we're not going to be sweating it out this weekend with temperatures near 70, but it's going to feel really nice outside with that sunshine out there as well. All right, the average high is now 52, the record high. Here's what the atmosphere can do. 85 back in 1947, and look, you can also go down to 12 back in 1895. I don't know any of us were around then, though. And then on Monday, when we come back on Monday, the sun will set before 6 p.m. Are you ready for that? But going forward on paper, 68 tomorrow, 69 for Sunday. It's also on Monday. Many of you will do 70 tomorrow, Sunday into Monday. Then the cold front comes through, and here we go. 50s on Tuesday. Remember yesterday, though, there were 40s in here. The 40s are now gone. They've moderated just a bit. We're talking about highs in the 50s Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Looking around town now, here is Minocqua. Gorgeous evening. Get outside if you can. Rhinelander, same story. Plenty of sunshine out there now. Sets at 6:02. Looking at Sheboygan, there's a bit of an east component to the wind today, bringing the waves onshore in Lake Michigan currently. And then, of course, the Mackinac Bridge, a beautiful scene here. And wind out there as well out of the northwest there, around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Lots of clear skies across Wisconsin currently. That will keep us going tonight and also throughout the day tomorrow. But, what's this, right? Well, this is our pattern change. Things are happening over here. Lots of wet or warm air advection. There is a front in here, though, moving our direction. That's going to change our lives on Monday and then bring us some showery weather then and also some cooler temperatures Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Our forecast then tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies, low temperatures or not so low temperatures. The average low being 32. We're going to hang out near 40 for low temperatures tonight. For tomorrow, all right, take us in, right? Partly cloudy skies. You're going to feel that wind tomorrow. It could gust near 30, making waves on the lakes tomorrow, but it's going to push temperatures up near 70 tomorrow afternoon with that gusty southwest wind. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwest Furniture and Mattress shows we're in good shape here, right? All weekend long, 68 tomorrow, Sunday 69, 68 for Monday with showers on Monday. That's the cold front. And then look what happens. Cooler temperatures Tuesday and Wednesday, hanging out in the 50s through much of next week. Dan and Jessica.
Thank you, Jeff. Steve Bannon, former member of the Trump administration and longtime confidant of the former president, has been sentenced to 4 months in prison for defying a subpoena from the House January 6 committee. The U.S. district judge handed down the sentence, saying the law was clear and contempt of Congress is subject to a mandatory minimum sentence of at least 1 month behind bars. Prosecutors had asked for a 6-month sentence. After the 4-month sentence was announced, Bannon talked to reporters, insisting that he cooperated with other investigations. The House Select Committee investigating the January 6 riot at the U.S. Capitol has officially sent a subpoena to former President Donald Trump. The committee made the announcement on Friday. The group wants Trump to sit down for a deposition under oath and to provide documents by next month. The committee is looking at evidence that Trump was at the center of the multifaceted plot to overturn the 2020 presidential election. It's unclear if Trump will comply to the subpoena.
Want to put away more for retirement? Well, next year you can. The IRS is going to let you invest nearly 10% more into your 401k next year, adding up to more than $22,000. You won't be surprised to hear the jump is because of inflation. There was other inflation-related news this week as well, including changes to federal income tax brackets, which likely means boosted take-home pay early next year. Cases of RSV are on the rise across the Midwest. Doctors say there is an unprecedented surge in cases that causes breathing problems for young children.
Christian Farr talked with a parent of a child being treated and a doctor about the condition gripping young children nationwide.
Being a parent, when you see your child unable to breathe properly, it's very scary.
Katie Kernick is not only a nurse. Kernick is also a mother of 2, and her oldest 4-year-old Jordan came down with a virus that has doctors concerned nationwide.
Being 4 years old, usually they're kind of out of the woods for RSV, but he has such a reactive airway that it caught up with him this time.
What caught up with Jordan was RSV, a respiratory illness that landed the 4-year-old and many other children near his age in the hospital. RSV is a common virus, but has been raising big concerns for doctors recently.
It can cause you to work harder to breathe, et cetera, and it really is most dangerous for our smallest patients.
Dr. Michael Capello with Advocate Children's Hospital says their emergency room has seen an uptick in RSV patients. Dr. Capello says people initially present cold-like symptoms that can get worse if the virus travels to the lungs, especially in very young patients.
The RSV patients, the smallest ones are the ones that really need the most help. Those are the ones that are more likely to get dehydrated because they won't eat real well or need some oxygen support and sometimes even support in an ICU setting.
Dr. Capello says some RSV patients can end up in the hospital for a few days, and pediatric units have been overwhelmed recently. Dr. Capello says concerned parents should consult with their children's pediatrician if RSV symptoms emerge. Nurse Kernick says her son Jordan did not have to spend the night in the hospital.
And Jordan was able to get some treatments there, some steroids, nebulizers, and then we were actually able to go home.
There's some things that you can do, too, in concert with your pediatrician to hopefully avoid coming to the emergency department. But if you have to come, we're here and we're ready to take care of you.
Millions of pets found homes during the pandemic, but now shelters are seeing a surge in intakes.
And a new class at Wisconsin University is focusing on being mindful. We'll have the details after the break.
Looking at mattresses?
I'm just looking.
Jump on it, roll on it. No. Just pretend I'm not here. You have any questions?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable.
She seemed nice.
That's why Slumberland has modernized the process. Slumberland. Mattress shopping reinvented.
At a company, the culture comes from the top. Under Tim Michaels, court filings say women at his company were harassed and assaulted.
They repeatedly faced unwanted sexual comments. A male superior groped the crotch and inner thigh of a female employee.
Women said they were pressured to have sex with their bosses.
If she refused demands for sex, she would be blackballed from working on a pipeline job.
Those who spoke out at Michaels Corp were fired. That's how radical Tim Michaels runs his company. Don't let him run our state.
Set your sights on all autumn has to offer with Big Buck Savings at Menards. Be prepared for opening day. Grab the gear and supplies you need to make your next hunt a big success. Keep your guns and ammunition safely secured with Sports Field gun safes. Big, medium, or small, we carry many sizes to fit your needs. Upgrade in time for hunting season. All gun safes are 11% off now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Here in Wisconsin, you should be able to walk down the street and not worry about crime. I'm Josh Call. As a former federal prosecutor and your attorney general, I've put murderers, drug traffickers, and sex offenders behind bars and kept them there. And I worked with Democrats and Republicans to change the law so rape kits don't sit around untested. I know there's more to do, but I will not stop until you and your family are safe, no matter what neighborhood you live in.
Over 800 convicted criminals released. 270 murderers and attempted murderers released. 44 child rapists released. Tony Evers' parole commission has released hundreds of violent criminals early, including some of the worst killers in Wisconsin history. Evers' liberal policies are making our communities less safe. Tony Evers put criminals first and our family's safety last.
Right now at Slumberland Furniture, you'll get 30% off all living room furniture. Yup, sofas, sectionals, tables, recliners, and more. All 30% off. Plus 30% off select mattresses and 20% off everything else. On now at Slumberland Furniture.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Slumberland.
The Do Nothing class. It's a real course at Wisconsin's Lawrence University, and it's getting a lot of attention. Professor Constance Kasser came up with the idea to help students who are overworked and overwhelmed. So what goes on in the class called Do Nothing? Well, the purpose of the class is self-betterment, and they focus on things like learning how to meditate, the art of Tai Chi, and more. There are no exams, no homework, and no grades. But in order to pass the class, basically you have to do three things. You have to show up, you have to participate in the class, and you have to leave your phone behind.
A new four-legged officer will be coming to northern Wisconsin. The Langlade County Sheriff's Office announced it will receive a new canine through the Crossroads Canine Rescue Canines for Cops grant. Sheena is a Belgian Shepherd and is expected to hit the streets and serve Langlade County starting in fall of 2023. Right now, Sheena is just a puppy and is busy training for her career in law enforcement.
More than 23 million households adopted a pet during the pandemic.
But new adoption organizations are seeing those pets coming back to shelters. Josh Kerman has been looking into why this is happening.
In the pandemic, there was a big push in people getting kittens and puppies, but then maybe didn't follow up with getting them spayed and neutered. And so now we're starting to see some of those litters of puppies and kittens coming through from those pets that weren't sterilized during the pandemic.
This post-pandemic boom isn't the only reason shelters are seeing their kennels filling up. Animal shelters across Michigan and the country are seeing critical issues like housing and inflation impact pet ownership.
Their home situation or financial situation, the cost of maintaining an animal. A lot of people don't really realize that. They just see the cute puppy in their eyes. Part of our adoption process is really to go through a greater understanding on what it means cost-wise, medical-wise, food-wise. It's a lifetime commitment and a lifetime investment.
Mackenzie explains sometimes understanding those costs can be a deciding factor between getting and keeping a pet or not. The cost of owning a dog or cat can be more than $700 each year. And with inflation hitting things like pet food and vet bills, those costs keep rising.
Cost for everything is going up. Cost of living for people is going up, so it is only natural that cost of animal living is going to go up as well.
Chertel has lived with animals her whole life, and she's taken care of her pets for the past decade.
I have 3 dogs of my own at home, so their weekly grocery budget costs just as much as mine, quite frankly.
Both Chertel and Mackenzie say people sometimes forget that pet ownership can be a 15-year-long process. And over that time, the needs and costs are going to change.
So I look back and I say, oh my gosh, my dog only used to eat 1 cup a day over the course of the entire day. Well, now he eats 2 cups a day, right? And he is aging, which means that he is on a couple of supplements. He is now on a prescription food, which costs me a little bit more money.
When I started working at Michaels Corporation, Tim was 9 years old.
Tim worked in the trenches for many years when he first started out in this company.
51 years.
12 years. 20 years. 50 years.
Took a small Wisconsin company to one of the best in America.
Tim is really hardworking.
Very good leader, and he's going to tell you like it is. Because of Tim Michaels, there are thousands of good-paying jobs in Wisconsin.
Jobs that people are proud of.
I wouldn't hesitate for 1 second to jump in a foxhole with Tim.
There are never enough hours in the day. I'm always making trade-offs, sacrifices. But I'll keep going. Even when it feels like there's no way I can do it all. I won't give up. I'm doing this for me and for them. We're doing this together. North Central Technical College's virtual college. Flexible learning, because our time is precious.
Saturday, October 29th, the Wisconsin Department of Justice will be holding a free prescription drug take-back event. If you have unused or unwanted medications, ointments, patches, non-aerosol sprays, inhalers, vials, or pet medication, clean out your medicine cabinets. Don't let your old medication fall into the wrong hands by disposing of unused or unwanted medications properly. For more information on locations and accepted items, go to doseofrealitywi.gov. This information is brought to you by the Human Service Center of Vilas, Forest, and Oneida County.
Defund the Police radical Mandela Barnes isn't just dangerously wrong on crime. Barnes supported raising Wisconsin's gas tax nearly 30%, while we already pay some of the highest gas taxes in the country. Barnes wants to stop all oil and gas production in America, killing jobs and making prices skyrocket. And while Barnes didn't pay his own taxes, he pushed a $1 billion tax increase on Wisconsin families. We can't afford radical Mandela Barnes. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
For you folks in Oneida and Vilas County, you will not want to miss this. Our 34th Assembly debate will air 7 p.m. tonight right here on WJFW Newswatch 12. Representative Rob Swearingen and Eileen Daniel will be going head-to-head and be answering questions posed by me. I want to talk about the weather, though, today for just a little bit, because I left my apartment and I found myself smiling. It was so beautiful out.
It is. It's one of those days where you're like, are we on borrowed time right now? Because this is not October weather. Average high being 53. All of us did more than that today. In fact, many temperatures up near 70 today. Wow. And we're not done. We'll do it again tomorrow and for Sunday and also for Monday with some rain showers in here on Monday. Let's go to the graphics now and show you what's going on temperature-wise. They're falling off just a bit. Some low 70s across central Wisconsin today. That's going to be a sign for a lot of us tomorrow. But generally, we're in the 60s right now with little to no wind. It makes things feel very comfortable outside. Lots of clear skies across our region now. We could get some partly cloudy skies in here overnight tonight. That will not be a big deal. The bigger deal gets in here late Sunday into Monday. That's when a cold front approaches the area. It's going to really do this, right? So for tomorrow, all good. Sunday, all good. Monday, some rain showers and still warm, though, near 68 or above average. Then the cold front comes through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we're talking about highs in the 50s.